So you're using a trading bot on an exchange like Binance. That is awesome. You've basically got a tool that can automate your entire strategy. But, and this is a big but, that exact same tool, if you don't set it up right, can become a huge, gaping vulnerability. So in the next few minutes, we're going to build a digital fortress around your funds, and you'll see it's actually way easier than it sounds.
It's a bit of a scary question, isn't it? Is your trading bot an open backdoor to your crypto? I mean, you have to ask. That super convenient bot you've got running 24/7 could, if it's configured the wrong way, be the one thing that puts your entire account at risk. But don't worry. The good news is we are going to slam that backdoor shut, bolt it, and basically put a digital guard right in front of it. All right, so where does this risk even come from? Well, it all starts with something called an API key. Honestly, getting your head around this is the foundation of your entire security plan, so let's get super clear on what these things actually are. Think of an API key as a special kind of digital passcode. Instead of giving a bot your actual username and password, which you should never ever do, you give it this key. This key lets the bot connect to your account and do specific things for you, like, buying and selling crypto. It's an incredibly powerful tool, but like any key, you gotta be careful who you give it to and what it can open. Now, what is absolutely crucial to understand is that every API key actually has two parts. You've got the public key, which is kind of like a username. It just identifies the key. But then you have the secret key. And that, my friends, is the password. You have got to protect that secret key like it's the PIN to your bank account, because in the digital world, that's pretty much what it is. Okay, let's get into our first real actionable step in building our fortress. We're going to give our bot the key, sure, but we're also going to tell it exactly which doors it's allowed to open. This is all about setting really strict boundaries right from the get-go. Over on Binance, this process is super simple. You'll go create a new key, give it a name so you remember what it's for, and then you enable the trading permissions. But, and I need you to really pay attention here, look at step 4. This is, without a doubt, the single most important click you will make. By disabling withdrawals, you are making it physically impossible for this key to be used to move money out of your account, period. The difference this one little setting makes is literally night and day. Look at the left. A key that can only trade. If someone gets it, yeah, they might make some weird trades, cause a little chaos, but your funds are still safely in your account. Now look at the right. With withdrawals enabled, you've handed them a direct pipeline to drain your wallet. The choice here could not be more obvious. I feel like I can't say this enough, so I'm going to say it again. Treat your secret key just like you treat your bank PIN. The second you even think it might have been exposed, you don't wait, you don't hesitate. You log in immediately, you delete that API key, and you just create a new one. It's that simple, and it's that serious. Okay, so we've built our first wall by locking down the permissions. Now it's time to add a second, incredibly powerful layer of security. We're talking about a lock that is so specific it will only work from one place in the entire world. This is called IP whitelisting, and it's basically like having a digital bouncer for your API key. It checks the location, the IP address, of every single request. And if that request isn't coming from an address that's on your pre-approved VIP list, it gets denied right there on the spot. It doesn't matter if an attacker has the right key. If they're not calling from the right place, they are not getting in. And setting this up is really straightforward. Your bot service, like RoyalQ, will give you a specific list of its server IP addresses. All you do is copy that list, head back into your API settings on Binance, and just paste them right into the trusted IP field. From that moment on, your API key will only work when the requests come directly from your bot's own servers, and nowhere else. All right, we did it. We've put two major security layers in place. We've restricted permissions, and we've set up IP whitelisting. So let's run a little simulation. Let's see how this fortress of ours holds up under a direct attack. This is the ultimate test, right? Let's imagine the absolute worst-case scenario. A hacker somehow gets their hands on both your public and your secret keys. They have the passcode, they have everything they think they need. So, can they get your money? The answer is absolutely not. And here's why our fortress is so effective. First, the hacker tries the most obvious thing. They try to withdraw your funds. What happens? Blocked. You disable that permission right at the start. So they get frustrated and they try to execute some trades from their own laptop. What happens? Blocked again. Their IP address isn't on your whitelist. They have the key, but the key is completely useless to them. Your fortress stands strong. And hey, if you want to make your fortress even more secure, here are a few pro tips. First, always use two-factor authentication on your main Binance account. It's a no-brainer. Second, use a unique API key for every single service you connect to. Don't recycle them. And finally, just make it a habit, maybe once a month, to go in and look at your active keys. If you see any that are old or you don't use anymore, just delete them. Clean house.
So there you have it. A really simple, two-layer defense that massively increases the security of your automated trading. Your funds are protected from withdrawal, and your API key is locked down to a very specific location. You now have the complete blueprint to build your own fortress. So, the only question left is, what's the first vulnerability you're going to fix? Thanks for following along.